What's going on, guys? This is Jim from Disc Golf Brah here at the 2021 Greater Hartford Disc Golf Open, presented by No Worries Brewing Company. I'm here with my special guest, Pat DiCaprio. Pat, what's going on?
Not too much, Jim. It was awesome seeing you guys out on the course this weekend, and I'm even happier to be here watching it with you in the booth.
Absolutely love it. Let's go ahead and take a look at our leaderboard. So we got Bradley Williams, minus 16, Tristan Tanner, Matt Bell, Joey, Bruno. We got a couple guys at minus 8. What did you think after the first two rounds?
It's awesome to watch these guys. We got some talented young locals in Gillis and Keith on the chase card, chasing down these touring professionals, which is what you want to see at these big regional A tiers. I'm really excited to see how it's all going to play out today.
First up, we got Bradley Williams at minus 16 from Austin, Texas. What do you know about Bradley? How does he play?
He's a fantastic player to watch. He was actually our champion here in 2017.
Awesome. Next up, we have Tristan Tanner at minus 12, all the way from Longmont, Colorado. This guy bombs.
He does. He is a pleasure to watch on coverage. So smooth. Played here in 2019, finished third.
Awesome. Next up, we got Matty Bell from DGA, but more importantly, Disc Golf Brah.
He was our 2019 champion, which is always exciting to have Matt Bell back on the course.
Always exciting. Next up, we got Joey Bruno, New Jersey. Love the way this guy plays.
I do too. I don't know much about him, but I heard he could rip a forehand.
Can't wait to see it. That'll bring us to hole 1, par 4, 622 feet. This one's a beauty. What's the play on this one, Pat?
So you're throwing over this natural OB here, a wildlife sanctuary of sorts. It's about 500 feet to clear it off this pro tee we're using. If you don't clear it, you move on to the standard tee that the MA1 players go for, and that's still a 500-foot shot for a drop zone. So you really want to make sure you get over on the first shot.
Definitely a shorter par 4 or gettable, but you can end up OB very easily.
It's a good birdie. It's a hard eagle.
So bring up Bradley, throwing a T-bird 3. He's going to put a move on this one for sure.
Nice and smooth, straight.
Beauty. Just keeps going.
It's right where you want to be, right in the mouth there. A look for the eagle from where he's sitting.
That's jump punt range for me, but for him, probably just a nice easy putt. Next up, we got Tristan throwing this Rive, and this is just launched.
So smooth. Like, it probably came out of his hand 65 to 70 miles an hour, and it looked like effortless.
Jeez. All right, next up, we got Matty Bell throwing his Zeus. He just gets this one a little nose up, a little too much hyzer maybe.
And I know this is not what he intended off the tee. It's a little short. Unfortunately, he's got to go to the drop zone because he did go OB there. And he's chasing strokes. He's got to make some up, not give them away.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. Next up, we got Joey throwing the Z-Lite Nuke on a beautiful angle forehand.
And there it is. Like, that's that forehand rip I was talking about that I haven't really seen. I couldn't even dream of doing that myself.
Almost close to the right kind of where near Tristan and Bradley landed up. Just beauty. Here's Matt from the drop zone here. Making that correction.
Simple hyzer. It looks good. As long as the distance control is there, he'll be right where he wants to be for the putt.
Almost went a little too far. Is that OB over towards those woods there too?
Yeah, if you go over that fence around the putting green there, it is OB as well. So you definitely want to keep it in bounds.
Nice little upshot here from Tristan with the harp. That brings us to Joey. Just so close. This is just a little zone flick for him.
Now, I'm surprised he didn't attack this more. He actually eagled this in round 2.
Wow. This is Bradley's putt here. Giving it a nice run.
Beautiful. One of the only eagle of the day, one of 3 on the weekend.
What a start.
Yeah, when you've got a lead and you open up with an eagle, yeah, it's a nice feeling.
That's best case scenario, I'd say. So this will be Matty's par putt here. This is a big one.
It was a good bid. It's tough. You go be off the tee. You're got the jitters a little bit. Oh, and that's not something anyone wants to see.
It's unfortunate. Nice
Yeah.
easy tap in birdie for Tristan there.
He'll bounce back. He's a former world putting champion. This is not how his round's gonna go. I'm calling that right now.
Yeah, tough start. Double bogey. He could shake that off for sure.
Easily.
Like you said, easy hole, very gettable, easy hole, but you can make some mistakes.
Yeah.
That'll bring us to hole 2, par 3, 315. We're flying over the OB right now, but kind of 2 plays on this hole, would you say?
Yeah, you can either throw over this OB, which is probably about 240 to clear, nothing crazy for these pros, or you can take the safe hyzer down the right side, inbounds the whole way. Not a crazy hole, kind of easy overall. Top third of the holes played.
Gettable for sure.
Yeah.
Here's Bradley going with another T-bird 3. Repping that Jomez shirt.
And that's how you draw it up. Just nice and smooth, right up to the pin.
How do you get so smooth? I just...
When I figure that out, I'll let you know.
Here's Tristan going to this Explorer flick. And this is tasty as well.
Again, with that smooth power with his forehand. Like, if I threw it that hard, it would have gone about 100 feet.
Joey going to that forehand too as well. This is a machete. Nice overstable, beefy. And just maybe a little too much angle on it. But that'll putt.
Inbounds.
So this is Matty Bell's bonsai. Trying to bounce back from that double bogey. He needs to put it close here. Maybe just overturn just a touch, but still putts.
He's a world putting champ. He can make this all day long.
Big birdie needs this one here. Unfortunate. Too much pro side. I never have that problem, but good run for sure.
It's a problem I'd love to have.
Here's Joey's birdie putt. He's putting with a steady BL as well. Good bid.
Just tap-ins for everyone at this point. Just routine. It's a hole you just don't want to lose a stroke. You don't want to do something bad and go OB, or you don't want to give one away on a hole like this here.
Definitely. Sometimes those holes kind of beg for aggressive play when it's not really needed. But a lot of birdies on this hole.
Yeah, I will say, if you're chasing the leader, this is the 9 you want to attack on.
For sure. Next up, that'll bring us to hole 3, par 4, 552. This is kind of a different layout, right, with this tournament play? Tell me about this.
Correct. This is actually a combination of course holes 3 and 4 that we do for this layout for the tournament to make it challenging. You're going to land up here where the drone's turning, right around where 3's basket is, throw over 4's tee pad to the basket. It's a placement shot off the tee. You want to line yourself up for a good second shot, and the birdie's there.
I just picture you twirling your mustache, whipping this hole up, just loving the layout. This is a beauty. Great work.
I'm glad I don't have to play it.
Tight gap off the tee, too. Bradley going back to that T-bird 3. He just throws that lovely.
Again, right where you want to be. He's in that landing zone.
To have such a big lead and just play so smart, it's hard to catch, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, you call it your game plan, too. You're not going to really deviate it just because you have a lead. And his game plan is to get birdies. So
definitely. Tristan hitting kind of an earlier tree there. This is Joey going back to that machete. And this is a nice move on this disc.
He's a little right, it looks like, but he should have a play from there.
A little pinched off over there maybe, but yeah, that'll work. This is Matty Bell's Hurricane. Just trying to get it up there. Fades out a little early, but that'll play.
And this hole is playing above par on the weekend. It's the 5th hardest hole on the course. It takes 2 quality shots to have that birdie look.
Love it. I think that was Tristan's harp maybe he threw there. And Bradley just in prime position. Straight fairway. Unfortunate kick off that tree, but he'll have a putt.
Yeah, and that hole it's actually been closed most of the year. We did some replantings earlier in the spring at the course. So we haven't let the casual guys go through here. So no one's, up until this week, been able to even practice this shot.
Wow. Yeah, course is looking great. Congratulations. It looks amazing. Great job with this tournament.
Oh, it's a team. I'm just the captain of the ship.
There we go. And this is the first glimpse of Joey's thumber tomahawk combo. Crazy throw that he throws there, but that'll work out.
He hasn't thrown a backhand yet, has he?
He has not.
Is he going to throw a backhand?
My man. Tristan's nice approach here. Just short of that log, but that's fine. That'll putt. Bradley just trying to put it in the hole.
That's a nice birdie right there.
He actually asked, did that go in? He wasn't sure that stayed in, but yeah.
Oh, I know that spot well, and you cannot see the chains from where you're sitting.
Jeez, great birdie. Eagle birdie. Awesome way to start for Bradley. Nice birdie bit out of Matty. He's just got to dial it in. He's just off an inch on these putts.
He did tell me Saturday that he was having some back pain on Friday, and I'm guessing that's contributing a little bit.
Yep.
But, he's a pro. He's going to bounce back.
Definitely.
Have faith.
Kind of a great funky birdie out of Joey there. Forehand flex, tomahawk, birdie. That's not how I draw it up, but I wish I would.
Scramble. Let's do it.
Fortunate bogey out of Tristan there. That'll bring us to hole 4, par 3, 306. Nice downhill hole. Really love this. What do you throw on this hole?
I throw a deputy on a hyzer flip turnover. This is one of the few ace runs on this layout, like true ace runs. And it's real easy to get one down there and buzz the tower, but if you go long, there is an OB line in the field there, so you just got to make sure you control.
Great, so definitely something a little slower. This is Bradley's pig he's throwing here on forehand. It just makes it so floaty and nice.
Yeah, the forehand play here is good for the birdie. If you're going for the ace round, if you're chasing, I don't think it's going to go in. It's a little tougher of a line. You want that last minute fade, but as you're seeing, these guys are putting it down by the basket.
Great throw out of Joey there with that zone.
And that's the shot.
That's the shot. I love that.
It's such a pretty, fun shot.
Yeah, that was a crowd pleaser. The crowd really liked that one. Yeah, it just makes it look so easy with that pro steady. That was lovely. So 3 out of 4 forehands on this hole I thought was surprising, but this will work out all right for Tristan as well.
Yeah, they're playing for the birdie, which in this situation, that's what you're supposed to do. Not like me in my casual rounds where I want to ace everything every time. Yeah.
Every time.
Every time.
Here's Joey's birdie putt. He's got a little tree in the way. Unfortunately, finds it there.
Tough break there.
And Bradley looking to go eagle. Birdie, birdie.
Birdie.
Cashed. Jeez. What a start. What a start.
I mean, it's how you draw it up. It's better than how I draw it up.
Matty back on track with that birdie. That's what he really needs to get him kick-started there. That's nice.
And he can make up some strokes on the next hole with a couple good shots. So
Tristan putting with the shield. Just a little too much pro side there, unfortunately. Couple tap-ins here. This will be Joey's par. Tristan's going to knock in for par. And we're moving. We're cruising. We're going to hole 5, par 5, 1,000 feet.
So this is a combination of course hole 6's fairway, and you take this right-hand turn down to course hole A's basket from our alphabet loop. It's 2 great shots. Unfortunately, you can't see it here. We actually had to move the basket a couple days before the tournament, about 40 feet to the right. There's a lot of mud down there on the left that we gave the players a relief area, so no one had to stand in 8 inches of mud. Wettest we've ever seen on the course this time of year. Yeah,
unfortunate rain, but course is looking great. This is Bradley with a Roadrunner. He's going roller.
I would suspect that the Roadrunner is the play for a lot of these guys here. The important thing is you just want to get out into the bigger field to give yourself a shot at the look at the second shot.
That's a prime position there once again for Bradley. And Matty going back to the Zeus, and he's just going a little air shot. He's like, I can get out there. Just gonna big arm this one. That's lovely.
That's what you have to do.
So Joey's like, I like that backhand roller, but
I'm going creative. I can't say I've ever seen that off this tee pad. It's awesome.
But look where it landed.
He's in the field, and you know what? He eagled it on day 2.
And next up, we know we got a forehand kind of line coming up, so that's prime. Tristan also going with a roller here. A little kind of different angle, not as much as he wanted there, but
a little too much cut. A little bit high up on the hill there. It's going to be a tougher shot from where he is, I think.
I think when all these players hit where the audience is, these are great players.
Yeah.
Those are all great shots. Tristan going with that Rive forehand.
He loves that thing.
He loves it. That's an overstable disc. He's just making it look like a putter. Yeah. Unfortunately, it gets a little too fadey on him.
Yeah, and that's the one place you don't want to be in this hole. On this hole is off to the right there. It's a little thick. It could result in just a punch out.
Joey going to this Nuke OS. Nice line here. This is a little more what you want. Have it fade, swing out left. And that's great.
Down at the bottom, he'll have a putt.
Matty kind of with this big tree in his way, unfortunately, but he's going to cook something up.
The roller second shot. I like it. Hopefully it's in the field. All right.
Yeah, that's great. I think he thought, it went big air on the first shot. Let me try this roller for the second shot. That worked out.
Well, he knows that the field is not getting the eagle here for the most part. So Definitely. He's playing for his birdie. He's safe at the top of the hill. He'll have an easy approach. Should be an easy birdie for him.
And while we're talking, Bradley's Mako just glides forever.
That's what they do.
That was lovely. So this is Matty's third shot. Just kind of looking to skip it in there.
With the forehand, not something you see a whole lot out of Matt Bell.
Looked like it went deep in there, but actually wasn't bad. This is Tristan's kind of out shot that we didn't really get. Fortunately, hit a early tree, and landed right there. And he kind of does this quick skip shot that I would miss with the camera, but right next to the basket.
That's all you can ask for at that point. Take your medicine and move on.
Really, I think what separates these pros is the scramble. That's just an unreal scramble, I think. And nice and easy out of Joey. Man, his arm must be tired.
Bradley putting for the eagle. Oh, cans it.
That
was one of 2 on the weekend. The only other one was Joe yesterday.
2 eagles on the front 9. A whole mess of birdies. What do you think going through his head right now?
Victory lap? He's setting the pace, and no one's keeping up at the moment.
Setting that bar high. He's like, guys, I'm just going to play this way and play smart and just crush this course.
That's all you have to do. This is a tough layout for these guys.
Definitely tough. Couple great birdies there from these guys. Hole 6, par 3, 305. This is an interesting hole. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite holes on the course in terms of the setup. It's a pretty straight shot. Hyzer flip up the right side. You could forehand it if you'd like, but just got to get past that initial barricade to have a putt.
Definitely. Bradley again going back to that T-bird 3, just trying to get it up there. So smooth. And this will skip nice, skid. Playing so smart, just kind of for that slide, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that you're not getting it's sneakily uphill. You're not getting all the way up there with that low ceiling window that you're throwing through.
Matty a little left on this hurricane, gets a nice skip and kind of lands right to the right in front of the other basket there.
He'll have a easy approach, long putt.
Joey says, "This looks like a good hole for my forehand. Let's give it a shot." It's a forehand roller, and that's just beautiful. Thought it went into the woods. Give it a second. Oh, there it is.
I thought I knew how to play this course, and now I'm watching Joey play it, and I don't know anything anymore.
Always eye-opening that you can take different lines, just get creative. I love the way he's playing. Fun to watch. And Tristan just a little right of the line, but that'll sneak through.
I know that tree very well.
And just putting it up there, giving it a nice angle. Yeah, it's a par.
Nothing to be ashamed of. This hole plays about a 1/10 of a stroke above par on the weekend. It's a good 2. I'd call it a bonus birdie.
Definitely. Matty thought he had one there. That was a good bid. This will be a great birdie for Joey here. Just tugged it just a little bit. Bradley lining up another birdie here.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
He is below perfect at this point.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that's called.
Just unhuman. Just great play out of Bradley. Unreal. Couple of par tap-ins here. Just birdie train for Bradley, and he's the conductor. Yeah, he's chugging along. Great par to Joey there. That'll move us to hole 7. Definitely the signature hole of the course, would you say here?
Absolutely. You've got the Hartford cityscape on your right. You've got this long, just over 1,000 foot. We call it a par 4. It's a gettable 3 with 2 good shots. It's the hardest hole on the layout this weekend, averaging about a half stroke above par. Just got a big chance for distance and have some fun throwing downhill bombs.
Definitely. Bradley's lining up a destroyer here. Just looking to rip on one.
And he does.
Jeez. And now everyone just gets to watch it for, 3 to 5 minutes, just flying in the air. Just beautiful.
Shot.
Yeah, right in the middle. That'll work.
You can't ask for a better shot.
Matty Bell going back to that Zeus he threw on 1. And unfortunately just kind of gets a little stable. It's still going to be way down there. Catches those kind of early bushes, but he'll have an out.
Yeah, that's the one spot you don't necessarily want to be. Even if you're a little too close on that side, you could pinch off your second shot.
Joey says, "Nice backhand, guys, but I'm going to go to this Nuke OS and just roll the dice."
And I have never seen that on this hole. Like, this is, you're licking your lips. I get to throw a bomb off the tee. I've never seen a flick roller. That's awesome. Like, it's fantastic to watch.
They were walking up to the tee and asking Joey if he was going to throw a roller and kind of laughing, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. Tristan going back to this rive and just starting the engine.
I'm going to have to get one of these. Like, I'm not going to throw it anywhere near this well, but it just, yeah.
Yeah, I have one. It doesn't do that for me. I'll give you it. That's
not?
Great. That's a rip.
All right, you didn't go into the bush. That's a good sign.
Yeah, almost best case scenario there for Joey, where he has that nice kind of forehand. Annie, he can right back into position. That's great.
He'll get up and down from there with ease. Matty
a little deeper than he wanted there,
but not a bad out. I mean, If you make it to that tree line, you've got an easy approach for the second shot.
Definitely.
Or the par.
There we can see our buddy Dan Nay there taking some photos as Bradley rips another perfect shot.
Are we going to get a counter for the number of times we see Dan Nay?
That's one. That's one.
That's one.
Yeah, so Bradley's just like, this hole's too easy.
I mean, we could put it back another 300 feet, make it harder for you next year, Bradley.
Jeez. So that's where Tristan landed, which was just an absolute rip. And
that's a tough break.
Unfortunate tree there for him. Joey going to the zone, just trying to look. Catches that light tree there. So Matty has a nice window there. He's going to rip on a pipeline. Probably try and get a little skip. Goes a little too high there, unfortunately.
It's in his range. It's in his range. I'm confident in Matt.
You could say that kind of anywhere he lands.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, you're within 100? It's in Matt Bell range.
Great harp out of Tristan there just to get by that tree. Should be able to lean out. That'll be good. And this looks... that looked great.
See, it was in his range.
And Joey just kind of putting this out. Maybe hoping for a little skip in there. But yeah, that'll tap in. That'll be nice. Fun to watch how all these guys kind of differently tackle this hole.
It's compared to how we attack it, absolutely.
Goodness.
And that's a good birdie. I mean, that's one of 3 on the day, 6 on the weekend. The other 2 on the day came from Gillis and Keith on that chase card. So they're hunting these guys down from behind.
Just take another look at this birdie. Bradley putting with those fireflies. I might have to make a switch to those fireflies. Jeez.
I mean, gotta support Nate Sexton, so do it.
There we go. Joey's kind of had 2 back-to-back kind of tug putts there, unfortunately, but...
And I'm a little surprised by this. Forgot to mention in the opening, Joey actually tied the layout record in round 2 with a 53 on the day. So, you know, I'm sure he's not exactly happy with where he is, but he's not doing poorly either.
Definitely. I think if he starts a putt forehand,
that's the key. I mean, that's the only thing backhand he does on the whole course is putt.
Jeez. Yeah, unfortunate double bogey for him there. That'll bring us to hole 8, par 4, 640 feet. This hole is another great signature hole. I really like this one.
Yeah, second easiest hole in the course. It's basically a big hyzer off the tee. You just kind of want to land somewhere around these field goal trees right there to have an easy approach for the birdie. I would call this probably the biggest must birdie on the course. These guys.
Definitely would love to look into living in those apartments across the street because that would help my game a lot.
I mean, if I could walk outside and play Wickham Park every morning, I absolutely would.
Bradley going to this destroyer and pinches it a little early, but that's good. Right by those trees.
If you can throw 400 feet every shot, you don't need to go 500 off the tee down a 600-foot hole.
Yeah, unfortunately, what looks like not a great shot is like way better than I would ever throw.
I typically turn it over into the field and put myself out of position.
Matty Bell going nice and wide on this one, right by that tree. That's where you want to be.
Perfect.
And let's see what Joey's cooking up in his kitchen here. Does a little pruning there.
This is a hard forehand hole.
Yeah. Surprised by how consistent his angle is. Kind of gets a bad roll away there, but so smooth that he trusts that disc to come back, and really, really fun to watch.
Splits the uprights. A little turned over, though.
A little turned over, kind of over by that road. Luckily, he doesn't go too far into that road, but he'll have a putt.
Stayed in bounds. Going into the road is a sign of a not great round.
Bradley throwing one of his Novas here. And that's a straight dart, just a little left.
This feels like the first chink in the armor.
Yep. Yeah, kind of had 2 shots he wasn't happy with, but he's very close, I would say.
Yeah, I mean...
Nice upshot out of Joey. Got a little further than he wants. A little more he has to bite off there, but good shot. And Matty going with this little breaker here. So smooth.
Perfect. That's in my range, so I know he's got it.
Tristan with a little jump putt here. Just hits it off the cage. That was a great bid.
That's a very good bid from over there. It's a lot farther back than you think.
This is the first kind of tester we see out of Bradley. He's got a window. He's down on 2 knees. Just barely misses it. He's human.
He is human. I mean, it took the whole 8 to get a par. That's...
Jeez. And Joey just got to calm the nerves maybe a little bit. A little too hot on that one, but I like the way he's playing. Nice birdie out of Matty there. Back on track.
I take it back. That might not have been my range. Oh, tough break.
Yeah, coming off a double bogey. He's just got to refocus here. Bradley's like, okay, I don't really like these pars. He's looking to bounce back, get a nice birdie. Fortunate bogey. So Joey goes double bogey, bogey, looking to bounce back on hole 9. Par out of Tristan. It's going to bring us to hole 9, par 4, 555 feet. Kind of a low ceiling, but fun hole on this one.
Absolutely fun hole. You might see rollers off the tee or just kind of a straight shot to about where the drone is now. The roller, you can get a little bit further up the fairway, have a look for the birdie. It's overall for these guys, it shouldn't be that difficult of a hole. Playing about, right around par. So
How long did it take you guys to drag those logs out there?
I have absolutely no idea. That was well before my time at helping with the course. These trees used to be significantly lower. So the play used to be like 10 years ago or so, a big Anheuser shot off a tee.
Love that. Matty a little too high. Bradley kind of overcompensate with this low destroyer, and that's a little in the woods, but not bad.
No, it's as long as you don't go too deep here, you're fine.
Tristan going with this roller that he just kind of pulls a little bit, unfortunately goes out of bounds.
Yeah, there's a little OB area for the short pin position to protect some plantings there. And that's just an unfortunate break for him.
Joey going to another one of his nukes here. And this was surprising. Kind of going hyzer. He's used to those Anheuser flexes.
From there, you're probably, playing for par. Second shot to put you in a position with an easy approach. Of course, with Joey's forehand, he can park it.
He parked it. Kind of a quick shot out of Tristan to get out of OB. We go to Joey's forehand. Kind of gets a speed bump off that tree there, but that'll putt.
Matt's going for it. You can see it.
Yeah, I bag one of these pipelines he's throwing here. This is just lovely.
Yes.
Right by the log. That's where you want to be, right? Kind of a log putt.
That log, separates the middle of the green, but if you're up against it, it's 15, 20-foot putt.
Bradley tucked right against this tree. Asked Matty Bell how to play this one, and that's how you play it.
Yeah, I think Matt, if he wants to catch him, should stop giving you advice like that.
Yeah, not a smart play. Nice little touchy upshot out of Tristan, and thought that was going in. That was a beauty.
I mean, at this point, you're trying to run everything while still protect where you are in the standings.
Nice zone out of Joey there. Thought he was going to jump putt that. Was a little surprised, but he's got that dialed in. Great birdie out of Matty there. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun one to get.
And a fortunate bogey for Tristan with that out of bounds, but played the hole well. Nice little birdie tap in. That's lovely.
When you don't take your bag off, it's a good feeling.
It's a great feeling. So Bradley Williams, -10 through 9. Unreal. Pat, what do you think of this front 9?
It was fantastic to watch these guys. I don't get a chance to see them play the tournament, so to see it here is great. Some great scores. Those chase card guys, they're trying to make some moves, but I mean, it almost feels like we're looking at a victory lap on the back 9 for Bradley here.
Yeah, we got some local guys. Keith Sykes, -2, -10. We got some moves on the chase card. Thanks so much for watching this front 9, guys. Make sure you check out the back 9. Enjoy some more coverage.